Akbar was the court-martial of a United States Army soldier for a premeditated attack in the early morning hours of March 23, 2003, at Camp Pennsylvania, Kuwait, during the start of the United States invasion of Iraq. Sergeant Hasan Karim Akbar threw 4 hand grenades into 3 tents in which other members of the 101st Airborne Division were sleeping, and fired his rifle at fellow soldiers in the ensuing chaos. Army Captain Christopher S. Seifert was fatally shot in the back, and Air Force Major Gregory L. Stone was killed by a grenade. 14 other soldiers were wounded by Akbar, mostly from grenade shrapnel. Akbar was the first soldier since the Vietnam War to be convicted for fragging fellow soldiers overseas during wartime. He continues to be confined at the United States Disciplinary Barracks awaiting execution. In 2005, Akbar, the sole suspect, was tried by court-martial at Fort Bragg, North Carolina before a military jury of 9 officers, ranking from major to colonel, and 6 senior non-commissioned officers. The jury was composed of 13 men and 2 women. Although Akbar confessed to the crimes, his lawyers claimed during the 2005 trial that he had a history of mental illness which was known to the military. Background accounts of Akbar's life suggested previous difficulties in adjusting to university and to the military. His father John Akbar was reported by the Associated Press as saying that his son had told him of complaining to superiors about religious and racial harassment. The defense did not produce any witnesses at his court-martial related to this assertion. Akbar's superiors considered his performance in the Army substandard. While assigned to the 326th Engineer Battalion, he was demoted from a squad leader position and given lower-level tasks. Fellow soldiers said that Akbar was isolated, rarely in the company of others, and was seen talking to himself. In Akbar's early years with the unit, superiors had noted the sergeant had an attitude problem. Military officials attributed Akbar's motive in the immediate case to resentment. Akbar was reported as having been recently reprimanded for insubordination, and was told he would not join his unit's push into Iraq. Excerpts from his diary have been released. It was a long way from where he had come as a quiet youth, an introverted but accomplished student and disciple of the Prophet Muhammad. Akbar's name at birth was Mark Fidel Cools. Bilal, then 20, worked as a barber and a beautician, and later an independent truck driver. His father, John Cools, had followed a twin brother from Detroit to Los Angeles, and eventually owned and managed apartments in South Central. But by the time his son was 3, Cools was in jail on gang-related charges. He turned to Islam while behind bars and emerged with a new name, John Akbar. His whole family converted. "It is a motivating religion," John Akbar said recently from his home in Seattle. "Black people at the time were very aggressive and mostly against ourselves, so we embraced Islam because it lifts the morale of the black people. It taught us that nobody can say we are less than a man." Bilal changed the name of the couple's firstborn to Hasan Akbar. Hasan means handsome, a name he took from the imam at a local mosque. Akbar means greatest. "He practiced his religion all the time," she recalls. "He didn't hang around nobody or nothing like that. No bad company. He was in school all the time. After school, he routinely went to a mosque." On April 21, 2005, Akbar was found guilty of 2 counts of premeditated murder and 3 counts of attempted premeditated murder, was sentenced to death on April 28 after the jury deliberated for approximately 7 hours.